Kobe wife pregnant and y'all females out here defending her, talking about, oh, she's allowed to move on. Actually, no, the fuck she not. And when you got kids by a motherfucker like Kobe Bryant, you ain't never supposed to disgrace his legacy.
Gil, you defended Kobe Bryant's parents for selling his championship ring. Gil, you said you can't be mad at the parents on this one. They broke. They got no money. You can't be mad because they're selling the rings.
Vanessa turned Kobe against his mom. He was a total mama's boy. Ooh. I was watching the memorial and I saw Kobe's mom and his sisters and they looked mad, angry.
So Kobe Bryant's mom, Pamela, just joined the Vanessa Bryant hate train. And word on the street is that she's furious about Vanessa disrespecting Kobe's legacy by hooking up with other men 5 years after her son passed away. It's no secret that Kobe's mom never liked Vanessa. However, the recent backlash Vanessa has been facing after her pregnancy rumors started circulating has made Pamela feel vindicated in her belief that Kobe was always too good for Vanessa. But guess what? Vanessa is not here for that nonsense. She has been shutting down the rumors left and right, and she's made it clear to Pamela that none of her antics are going to work this time around. Apparently, Pamela has been hounding Vanessa for money and even threatening to sue her for mismanaging Kobe's estate. So this talk of Vanessa being pregnant or sleeping around with men gives her the perfect opportunity to go after Vanessa publicly. So is Vanessa really threatening to cut Pamela off completely? And what exactly is Pamela's angle in all this? Let's talk about it.
Man, how the hell are y'all mad at Kobe Bryant's wife for getting pregnant? What the hell y'all wanted to do? Close that cat forever? Yeah, I know her husband was Kobe Mamba Bryant. Long live that man.
The rumors about Vanessa being pregnant have unleashed every manner of conspiracy about her and Kobe's relationship, but the whole thing became extra messy when Kobe's mom, Pamela, entered the chat. Word on the street is that Pamela has been cursing out Vanessa to anyone willing to listen because she believes Vanessa has disrespected Kobe's legacy and ruined everything her son worked for throughout his life. But here's the thing. A lot of people feel like Pamela is just being her usual selfish self by taking advantage of the media to pile on her son's widow and the mother of her grandkids. Some are even speculating that Pamela was the one who started the rumors about Vanessa being pregnant, just so Vanessa would get attacked on her behalf. Because let's be real, we still don't know where the rumors of Vanessa being pregnant started from. Some say it was a Facebook post, others say it was a blind item. But one thing is clear, the moment those rumors hit social media, they started a fierce internet battle between people who believe Vanessa should be allowed to move on, and people, especially men, who believe Vanessa has no right to see other men 5 years after Kobe's death.
Kobe wife pregnant and y'all females out here defending her, talking about, oh, she's allowed to move on. Actually, no, the fuck she not. And when you got kids by a motherfucker like Kobe Bryant, you ain't never supposed to disgrace his legacy. See, this be y'all problem. Y'all think she on the same scale as y'all when she not. You gotta understand, you got pregnant by a regular person in the hood who got smoked by trying to rob the wrong person. Not her. She got pregnant by the Black Mamba. She's supposed to die a legend, just like him.
Now, Vanessa checked these rumors almost immediately after they started going viral, making it clear she is enjoying her life and not pregnant. However, this didn't stop people online from picking apart her private life, bashing her, and calling her all sorts of names. But according to sources, this was precisely what Pamela wanted because she had been looking for opportunities to bash Vanessa without seeming like an evil mother-in-law. But before we go any further, we have to talk about the real reason why Kobe's parents never liked Vanessa, because it has nothing to do with Vanessa being a witch who stole their son from them. The real reason is that they never saw Vanessa as good enough for their son, and they felt she was just after his money. Back then, Kobe had already established himself as one of the most important players in his generation. He was the winner of the 1997 Slam Dunk Contest, a one-time All-Star, and one of the star players on the Los Angeles Lakers team. To be fair, any parent would want to protect their son from money-hungry women who just wanted to use him to bankroll their lavish lifestyles. But Vanessa wasn't some irresponsible girl looking for a come-up. Although she was still a high school senior when she met Kobe, she was already forging a career path in entertainment. While attending a concert, Vanessa was scouted by a music company who wanted her to be a video vixen. Within a few months, she had appeared in music videos with top artists like Snoop Dogg. In fact, it was while she was on set that she met Kobe, who was also dabbling in music at the time. However, none of this mattered to Kobe's parents. They saw Vanessa as an irresponsible young girl who probably wanted to baby trap their son so he could fund her lifestyle. His father, Joe Jellybean Bryant, a former NBA player, never hid the fact that he wasn't excited about their relationship. He said he wanted Kobe to slow down and smell the roses. But that's not even the full story. The other, and probably the main reason why they didn't support Kobe and Vanessa's relationship, is that they didn't want their son to marry outside his own race. As y'all know, Vanessa is Latina with Mexican and Irish descent. Meanwhile, Kobe's parents wanted him to marry an African-American girl. To show how angry and displeased they were about his decision to marry Vanessa, Kobe's parents and his sisters refused to attend the wedding. What makes all of this so interesting is that Vanessa and Kobe were both really young at this time, 19 and 20 22, respectively. So they were just two kids in love who wanted to commit to each other. Sadly, Kobe's parents couldn't see past their prejudice to accept the woman their son had fallen for. They judged her before they even got a chance to know her, and this created deep wounds between them. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Vanessa has made it clear to Kobe's mom that she does not answer to her. According to insiders, Pamela always had strong opinions about how Vanessa should live, and she tried to meddle in their lives even when Kobe was alive. Vanessa had no choice but to draw strict boundaries, and luckily she didn't even have to do too much because Kobe's own parents were doing enough to ruin their relationship with Kobe on their own. They completely cut ties with Kobe, and that was only the beginning of the bitter end of their relationship. When Kobe's Philadelphia area high school retired his number, his parents were in the bleachers, but didn't bother to come celebrate with him or say hi to Vanessa, who was also in the bleachers. But what hurt Kobe the most was when Kobe put on an excellent performance in the 2001 NBA Finals, leading the Lakers to the second championship in their legendary run, and he couldn't even celebrate because he was hurting so much from his parents' rejection. His parents didn't show up to the game and didn't congratulate him after it either. He later admitted that he broke down in tears after the game and couldn't even feel anything when he was given the Larry O'Brien trophy.
Do you consider this some form of a relief? And did you almost have your spirit broken at your lowest point?
Well, I had so much going on outside of the game basketball people didn't know about. And it just felt good to pull through the season, come through with another championship. It definitely feels good.
Can you tell us what some of that was now? Are you willing to discuss that?
No, not really, not. It was just, it was hard, but, without stress is no progress.
An article in the LA Times revealed that Kobe and his parents were not on speaking terms for years after he married Vanessa. They never visited the couple in their new house in Orange County, and they weren't even there to welcome their granddaughter Natalia. Kobe's parents kept missing out on important moments in his career because they were angry about who he decided to spend the rest of his life with, which further fractured their relationship. But it gets worse. It seemed Kobe and his father had started fixing their broken relationship when his father got a job as an assistant coach for the LA Sparks. However, Pamela never once reached out to him or tried to fix the damage. She would only reach out to Kobe when she needed money. Sadly, no matter how much Kobe gave her, it never seemed to matter because she would always ask for more. Even after his death, Pamela continued to be entitled and demanded that Vanessa send her huge sums of money from Kobe's estate. She even tried to make Vanessa look bad, and she had some public figures like Dr. Umar in her corner, bashing Vanessa for not giving her money.
Kobe's mother is still walking. She's still with us. Vanessa Bryant, are you going to take care of Kobe's mom? Kobe's gone. His father's gone. What about his mom? Now, I understand she bought his sister an automobile, but an automobile, that ain't nothing. I can go buy an automobile. You can buy an automobile. Are you going to take care of his mother? That's my question for Vanessa Bryant. And I'm going to be honest with you, Art. I'm disappointed in the NBA and the retired NBA players because I can't believe nobody is calling her to task in her neglect of Kobe Bryant's parents. That man left her a sizable estate, man. A sizable estate. And I don't hear any of these NBA players saying like, listen, we're not trying to get in your business, but Kobe was our brother. You inherited his estate. Those are his parents. You would have never even met him because he would have never even be here if they didn't create him. You owe it to them, and you owe it to him to take care of his parents. I don't hear nobody saying that. Now, you and I both know.
However, Vanessa is quick to remind her that Kobe walked away from her because she put her love for money and a lavish lifestyle above her relationship with her son. As far as Vanessa is concerned, Pamela is guilty of everything she's now trying to blame her for: the disrespect, the money hunger, and the shadiness. And nobody knew this better than Kobe. In 2013, he made a bitter post saying, "When you give, and they take. At what point do you draw a line in the sand? Hashtag hurt beyond measure. Hashtag gave me no warning. Hashtag love." He was referring to Pamela, who had apparently been hounding him for money to buy a new house. Kobe had been very generous to her and offered to buy her a house in Las Vegas. However, she threw it back in his face and asked for a bigger, pricier house in California. ESPN reported that Kobe's initial offer was $250,000, which was more than enough to get a comfortable house. But Pamela wanted a $450,000 house instead. However, Kobe wasn't going to stand for this, and he told her to take it or leave it. Next thing he knew, he was hearing on the news that his mom was auctioning all his high school memorabilia and the championship rings he gave his parents to raise money for the house.
NBA superstar Kobe Bryant is not having a quiet offseason. He's in a feud with his mom over the ownership of more than 100 items of memorabilia from his Lakers and high school days, including championship rings, jerseys that he wore. There she is on the left. Now Bryant is suing to stop a planned auction from taking place. His mom got $450 million up front on this. 450,000. I knew that was wrong when I said it. Thank you very much. 450,000. She wants to buy a house in Nevada. She could get a really nice house with $45 million. But anyway, there she is in the picture. She says, look, you know, I remember Kobe saying to me, here, Mom, this stuff is for you. He said that, according to her. What does that mean, Faith?
Well, it means that Kobe's going to come into court. He's disputing that, so he's going to come into court and say, actually, I didn't say that. This is my stuff, my property, and I don't want it to be auctioned off.
Pamela struck a deal with an auction company called Golden Auctions and received $450,000 upfront for the auction of over 100 items dating all the way back to Kobe's high school basketball career. This act of betrayal sent Kobe into a rage, so he slammed Pamela with a lawsuit and had his lawyer send the auction company a cease and desist order to stop them from auctioning the items. However, the auction company fired back with a lawsuit, saying they couldn't stop the auction because they had paid Pamela $450,000 and had spent money on advertising for the auction. Meanwhile, Pamela claimed she had the right to sell the items because Kobe had gifted them to her. But Kobe denied this, and the whole thing turned messy. A judge ended up siding with Kobe, saying his mother should return all the items to him. However, they were allowed to auction 6 out of over 100 items, including the 2 championship rings Kobe gave her. This was the final straw for Kobe, as he just couldn't understand why his mother would betray him like that. It wasn't really about the money. For Kobe, the memorabilia weren't just random items. They were cherished possessions he had trusted his mother with out of love and respect for her. And how did she reward him? By hawking them in public for a check. Pamela clearly had no regard for the tears, blood, and sweat Kobe sacrificed to get those items, nor did she respect his legacy. It was the ultimate betrayal, and it ruined whatever was left of their relationship. So, to turn around and accuse Vanessa of disrespecting Kobe's legacy after everything Pamela has done seemed very hypocritical, and Vanessa wasn't going to stand for it. And before you shake your head at Vanessa's stance, remember that Kobe himself admitted that his relationship with his parents became completely shattered after that auction stunt Pamela pulled.
I'm curious how much he's talked to you about this stage of the career and how the body has to react in different ways.
That, unfortunately, we don't talk much, you know. Maybe down the road that relationship would be better, but right now it's not much on.
It even affected his relationship with his sisters, who were also super dependent on him for money. Kobe revealed that he was forced to cut his sisters off when their demands became too much, but it paid off because they eventually got their lives together and stopped asking him to bankroll their lifestyles. I'm really proud of them, Kobe said. They were able to get their own jobs, get their own lives, take care of themselves. Now they have a better sense of self, of who they are as people, instead of being resentful because they were relying on me. Sadly, this wasn't the case for Joe and Pamela. In July 2016, Kobe wrote a letter to his younger self as part of a Players Tribune feature. In his letter, he says, "The next time I write to you, I might touch on the challenges of mixing blood with business. The more important advice I can give you is to make sure your parents remain parents and not managers." It was clear that Kobe had many regrets about his relationship with his parents, but he made that even clearer during another interview where he revealed that the relationship was a mess. "Our relationship is bad," Kobe said. "I say to them, I'm going to buy you a very nice home, and the response is, that's not good enough? Then you start selling my ish." But get this, as bad as things had gotten, there were moments when Kobe and his father Joe seemed to reconnect. Wayne Slappy, a former coach and Joe's close friend, told the Daily Mail that he saw Kobe and Joe hugging at an event and they seemed to have made amends. "I just remember being with him up at his camp in Santa Barbara and seeing him hug his dad. You know how they loved each other from how they looked at each other, how they smiled." On the other hand, there's no evidence that Pamela ever tried to reconnect with her son. And now that Kobe is gone, she wants to turn around and act like she's so concerned about Vanessa disrespecting his legacy and try to police who Vanessa can date or when she can move on. Never mind that Vanessa has been raising her and Kobe's kids alone for the last 5 years while grieving and trying to protect her private life. And that's not counting her incredible work in continuing and expanding Kobe's charity projects. If anyone is disrespecting Kobe's legacy here, it's not Vanessa. But let us know your thoughts about this in the comments below, and then check out this next video.